Welcome everybody, and thanks for tuning in to the Directly Indirect show. And what happens when online dating goes horrifically wrong? Man, rock with me. Welcome back everybody, and hope y'all doing well. All love from over here. Listen, man, I ain't gonna hold y'all long before the video, but we all know it's 2025. Online dating is huge. It's massive. It's probably the way to date. If you were to do a poll of what's the easiest way to date, I'm sure it'll be online. I don't know the answer by the time I finish the video. Just saying. I remember when online dating was like taboo and nobody, tell them we met at the grocery store, tell them we met at Walmart, tell them we met at Kroger. Nobody wanted to say they met online. But again, this day and age, 2025, that's the way to meet people. It's almost common. What happens when it goes horrifically wrong? Check the story out.
An accused online predator in Prince George's County is now behind bars, facing a whole slew of charges. Fox Eyes Sierra Fox is live in Brandywine to explain what's going on here. Sierra.
Jim, just take a look at your screen. This is 26-year-old Rodney Richardson. He's accused of meeting his victims on a popular dating app, Tinder, and doing horrible things to them.
The message to anybody doing online dating or using an app to buy or sell, first do it in a public place, have the meeting in a public place. Second thing is tell a friend, a family member, what times you're going to be meeting a person, where you're going to be meeting them, and even maybe offer the ability for them to track your phone while you are encountering another individual that you do not know.
We want to warn you, these details are disturbing. According to court documents, Richardson used the fake name Joe on Tinder. Back on February 2nd, a man picked up Richardson and drove him to Horseshoe Road in Brandywine, Maryland. A detective says they stepped out of the SUV to smoke weed and talk. Then shortly after, Richardson allegedly asked the victim for his cell phone. He complied. Then Richardson is accused of taking out a silver handgun, pointing it at him, and demanding his wallet. Richardson asked the victim for his debit card PIN number, then drove off in his 2019 white Subaru Forester. Days later, on February 12th, Richardson met up with another man he met on Tinder outside a church before bringing him over to his house. Soon after, Richardson allegedly tied the victim's hands, told him to lay down in the trunk, and asked if he had AIDS before at gunpoint. Legal filings say the attacker watched the man all night. The next day, Richardson allegedly forced the victim to drive him to his bank and take out $4,500. People who live in the area say this is disturbing.
It's awful, whether it's a man or a man raping a woman. It's horrible. It's a scary place we live in now. It seems like we can't go anywhere without something happening.
Unfortunately, police do believe there are more victims out there. They understand people may be hesitant to come forward after experiencing a traumatic situation like this, but they would like to hear from you. Back to you.
Whoa. Listen, man, it's a lot to unpack, so let's just start here. If you're going on a date, and like I said earlier, online dating is probably the most common way to date, and I understand that. But, ask the person, hey, get more pictures, send pictures to sister, your brother, a loved one, a friend, family member. Just have something tangible that somebody else has of the person you're going on a date with. It happened to me a few years ago. Somebody literally asked for a copy of my ID. Literally asked for a copy of my ID. So I just marked out some of the, important stuff, whatever, but I sent the picture after it was, I marked out some stuff, but yeah, and I get it. And that made me feel good knowing that they're safe people. Send pictures of the person to your aunt, cousin, whoever the case may be. Get a good understanding of where they're from, because if you know where they're from, you're able to say, hey, they are from this area. You may not know their address to the T, but you can say, hey, they're from north side of this town, west side of this town. You can pretty much narrow the search down if need be. Let somebody else know where you're going. Hey, Cindy, me and John Doe, we're going to the restaurant on Broad Street, and if you're not doing anything, would you be able to kind of hang out in there while we're eating? Could you just kind of keep an eye on, call me every 20 minutes, every 30 minutes? Have some kind of plan in play just for your safety and for the just safety of for him, because there's some cases that I've seen women say that men did stuff that they didn't do, because that can happen. It's an unfortunate fact on either side. But yeah, let's just everybody just be safe. I've never in my life heard a story like this. And again, it's not important if it's a man, assaulting a man, or man assaulting a woman. Assault is assault in any way. Richardson just was a sick and vile person. Just the way, he directed them with weapons in front of him, the way he, sexually assaulted, the guy, and to ask him those questions prior to assaulting him. And I've never covered a story that was just so sick from a sick person. And imagine this person being in your neighborhood, around your kids, your aunts, your cousins, your whoever. Imagine this person being somewhere where he can look at you. As simple as look at you. Was he a assaulter? Was he a robber? He was both. An overall menace. An overall menace to society. Just there's no box this guy's get put in. He's put in every box. He's the worst kind of human. Easily. It's almost like he got a boost, an adrenaline rush off it. Almost like a high. To do it that close in conjunction said a lot about him personally and mentally. And can you imagine how hard it must be for the victim to go over those events in detail? The details in which it was described and mapped out was gut-wrenching, heartbreaking. And like I was saying earlier, how close in conjunction in which the two victims were assaulted, this guy had no heart. None. Like, he just went from person to person, getting money, wallets, stealing cars. I mean, just going on a rampage. I can't wait to see how much time he get. Let's hope for life. I'm just saying. But I know a few people who's been on dates and some things did go left for them. I would never talk about it on camera, but I will say this. We all know somebody who's been assaulted in a way, or may have been in a situation that made them feel uncomfortable, whether they talk about it or not. And you can't just kind of pinpoint and go, oh, well, women gets us. Look at this men. And, and nobody thinks about that, right? Nobody thinks a man getting assaulted. But with a gun to your head, man, listen, ain't no telling what can happen. So that's what I'm saying, man. Be careful. And I know it sounds like a broken record. You've been hearing it your whole life. You've been on the playground at 10 and your mom or your dad telling you to be careful before you fall, or don't run too fast, don't trip. You've been hearing it forever. But it's when something happens to you and you reflect back like, man, I could have been a little bit more careful. I mean, not to kind of put that on the victim, because nobody wants to be a victim. Nobody should be a victim. You can't control the mind of a maniac. Mr. Richardson is a stone cold maniac. Who does that? But again, people, simple rules. I named them earlier. Just let somebody know where you're going. Let somebody know what he have on. Text him. He has on black tee, white pants. Text your girl, hey, we're here. Woo, woo, woo. I mean, make it easy, make it simple, make it safe. But with all that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning in. The channel's been great, man. I hope this video can kind of reach people who's doing a lot of online dating, who's not familiar with this story, that can kind of maybe take extra precautions moving forward if they are going on dates online. Just take some of these tips, man, to make life easier for you, your family, and everybody. And again, I hope y'all have a great day. Let them hate. Get them out your way. It don't matter what they say. Man, they gonna hate regardless, man. Keep doing you. Keep pushing forward. Keep shining. Keep grinding. And with that being said, I love y'all, and I'm out.